Welcome to Australia, welcome to Australian Book Travels, and welcome to the town of Coleraine. Located in the Western District of Victoria, we have a few cars going past. We're located in the western part of Victoria. We're approximately perhaps 330 kilometres west of Melbourne and around about 300 kilometres southwest of Bendigo. It has a population of approximately 1,400 and an average yearly rainfall of 640 millimetres. I thought today we'd just start off. I'll go behind the camera and we'll just take a very casual walk around. If there are things that, there will be a lot that we discover together, but if there are things that I think are incorrect or that we're not quite sure of, I'll try and put them in the subtitles below. Okay, there are lots of trucks and tractors going around. We are in a heavily, historically it has been known for sheep farming, wool production. I think from my recollection, this area, Hamilton, Coleraine, produced some of the best wool in the world at some time. I can get that information a little bit better for you. I think in the 1800s, early 1900s, right up to the 1950s and 60s, perhaps even later than that. So we'll just take a walk around. I'll go behind the camera. I will have to turn the microphone around so that you can hear me. So I'll see you in a minute. So we're just heading through from a little side road, from the side road into the main street. I just noticed here an absolutely beautiful shop. This has interior design products. You can see through the window there some lovely lampshades. That looks really lovely. Anyway, we'll turn around here. Now, I did notice in the street as we drove past, or as we drove through the main street, they have a lot of these sculptures and statues. We've just had a little sign here that says about the 1946 flood. At 2 o'clock there was a knock at the door with a cry, "Everyone out. Put on lots of clothes because who knows when you'll be back." We got dressed and opened the door and whoosh, in came the floodwaters. We have quite a few cars, as you can see, we have quite a few cars going past. This is the main road from Hamilton right through the Western District. Anyway, let's go through. We will just discover this together. Some really beautiful buildings I noticed here. I did take the dogs for a quick walk so that they could stretch their legs and had a bit of a break. That's obviously a shop that's not being used at the moment, but look at the beautiful LED light up there. I don't know if you can see that. Oh gosh, the traffic is shocking here. So we'll just walk down the street here. Oh gosh. There's a supermarket here. We may have to go in that later for supplies. We are staying in the area overnight, and over the next few weeks you will see some towns in the Western District. We intend over the next few days taking a few videos of various towns. We will have to return, as I say, in all of these areas, we will have to return because there are so many wonderful towns with great history and lovely architecture. So we will have to return. Now, from my research, apparently Coleraine is the oldest, or the second oldest, I think. Those cars are shocking. Oh, I'm really sorry about that noise. The Coleraine is actually the oldest, or one of the oldest country towns that was settled by the Europeans here, and it is around 200 years old. It also boasts to be the second to have the second oldest continually running cricket club in the world, not just in Australia, but in the world, which I think is fantastic. So that is the second oldest continually running cricket club in the world. That's just amazing. Anyway, we'll try and find their cricket ground. Hopefully it has something special to show us. Possibly not. It's probably just a nice little cricket ground with a pavilion. So I'm looking at all of these old shops. Now this one here, it says it was established in 1862. I'm hoping it was a plumber's. It's not being used now. Oh. I apologise for all of these cars, but unfortunately the lovely buildings are on the main road. So, and there are just so many cars and trucks going past. But this, I would suggest, was always or has always been Builders and Plumbers. It's no longer used. It looks all closed up. But I can find that out when I do a little bit of more research through the Historical Society or so. I will get that information for you. Now, the town itself is in a valley. It really feels as though you are in a bowl. It's absolutely beautiful. If you can see in the distance there are hills, and as we go around the town, you can see there's hills, and so too at the end of the main road. And there's the police. Hopefully I don't get picked up for anything. Right, so we'll just come across here. There is a beautiful little corner shop here. It may have been a very little pub, perhaps. It doesn't really give us any indication. More likely a shop, I would say, and has lost its veranda. Clearly no longer in use, with an attached lean-to. My goodness, people, look at the cars going through. This is unbelievable. Now, not 20 minutes ago, this was absolutely silent. It's typical, isn't it? Just when you want a video and show you what a lovely town it is, all the cars and trucks come through. Okay, so we'll just keep walking. Now, I did notice this building up ahead. Of course, you all know I love chocolate, I love food, and look what we have, the chocolate factory. It looks very Art Deco, perhaps somewhere between the 20s to the 40s. And we even have a little wombat as a statue there. That's a little bit cute. But this is the Glen Elg Fine Confectionery Chocolate Factory. Now, the building it's claiming was established in 1899, and then it has 1926 up there, so we'll have to have a bit of a fossick and find out what that's all about. But that looks so sweet. And no pun intended. The shop just looks beautiful. Look at that. Oh my goodness, these cars. Unbelievable. Okay. So I'm just having a little peek to see if it's still... Oh, it is. Oh my goodness. I thought it was actually abandoned, but apparently not. Oh my goodness, you can see me in the mirror there. Can you see inside there? I'm not sure that you can. Oh my goodness, there's chocolate. Okay, luckily it is Sunday and it's not open, because I would abandon all filming and just be in there looking at recipes and buying chocolate, of course, and tasting. So that's really sweet. I'll just show you back again. That is a really lovely building. What I will do is I'll go across the road later and we can have a little look at that from a distance. Oh, good. It's a little bit quieter now. That's good. Now, this building really took my fancy. As old and derelict as it is, let's go back a bit. The cars, honestly. It has that sort of Nissan hut look at the top, and it's not a Nissan hut because it's made of timber, but it has that really unusual roof shape. So that took my fancy. I'd like to know what that was. And a little further up here, I saw another building which very much took my interest, and that is the blacksmiths. It has on it that it was established in 1888, and actually I have just seen a sign here that tells us the last relative of the blacksmith Matthew Cook was Kit Cameron. She agreed to sell the blacksmith's shop to Elders stock agents for demolition so that the new Elders premises could be built. Dr. Brian Coulson wanted to save the building from destruction and form a local consortium. I can't read, I haven't got my glasses, so I do apologise, which bought it from Kit within hours of the contract being exchanged. Elders had to find another site for their building. Oh, that's good. At least people have a conscience and a appreciation of history. I just can't believe how many cars all of a sudden and trucks have come through here. It was so quiet when we arrived, not, like I say, about a half an hour ago. It's unbelievable. Anyway, so that's the blacksmiths. That was established in 1888, and they're clearly keeping it and possibly restoring it, I hope. There's just some old wagons and seating area there, but that's the blacksmiths. Just walking backward for you so that you don't get spun around. Now, this is another one that took my fancy. This is the catching pen, which has that reference to the sheep farming and shearing. It is a cafe by the looks, which is really cute. But one thing I did notice, it looks lovely. Really nice old building. Oh my goodness. And then we see a statue there of the shearer shearing the sheep. And I really love this building. It has the lead light windows and the lead light door there. That's possibly an extension to the cafe, perhaps. But if I pull back a bit here, you can see what a lovely building it is. That looks really lovely. Now, the other one that we have, and perhaps I'll have to take some video of these buildings from across the road. This is the Coleraine Hotel. I'm not sure of the age on this, but it would have to be somewhere in the, well, if not the late 1800s, certainly the early 1900s. You can see that there. It has in the windows a lead light, although this one has clearly been damaged in front of us now because it's stainless steel or aluminium with a more modern window. So these are fairly ordinary looking shops here. I can't believe the noise these larger vehicles, these passenger vehicles make. They really do roar through the towns, and I know some people would think that they bring in custom, they're driving through and they may stop, but oftentimes they don't. When we've spoken to towns in the past, they find that they don't often get these people who drive through stop and use the town. So they find often, not always, but often they're more of a nuisance because it puts people off walking around the town. And this is Sunday afternoon, and if this is anything to go by, my goodness, I don't know what the working week would would have in store for the town. I think, well, even if it's as busy as this, it could potentially put people off walking and exploring the town, to be honest. So we have all these lovely little statues. There's a kangaroo or wallaby there. I think that's more of a baby kangaroo, actually. And we have the Coleraine Historical Society. I'll find out what that building was. It looks like it may have been a courthouse, perhaps. And the Coleraine Post Office. I can't see a date on that, so I'll have to search the details for that, but we'll keep walking. I'm experiencing this and discovering it at the same time as you. I thought that this would be a little bit of a different way to have our video today. We will, over the next few weeks, we will be in the Western District of region of Victoria. We're just showing you a couple of towns. We are here actually for for something that is not related to the channel, and I thought that it was a great opportunity just to bring you along and we could discover a few towns in the area together. So, and we are staying at a pet-friendly accommodation, so we will have a look at that next week. But for now, today we're in Coleraine, which it's actually a lovely town. I'm just wondering how busy it would be during the week. Certainly, as I say, the road today, being Sunday, is really busy. So this is the National Hotel. Again, I don't have a date, but we can certainly research all of that for you. Right, I'll just keep walking. What I will do is we'll walk around the town and then I'll drive around to various locations around the town. Things like they have a bowling club, and so I'll show you all of those, and perhaps if we can, some of the hills in the area. Okay, so this must be, there is a petrol pump there. I don't know, I doubt that's in use, but we have Coleraine classic cars. This must have been perhaps an old mechanics and petrol station, perhaps. It's not used as that now. Oh my goodness. The traffic is unbelievable for a Sunday. Look at that. My goodness. Okay. So this looks as though it is was a bank building. I'll just take a wider view of that for you, and then we'll just walk a little closer and see if there's a date or anything on it. Sometimes they will have, for instance, National Australia Bank 1928 or something, but no, we have no knowledge of what that is. So I'll have a look. I'll research through their historical society perhaps, and they'll be able to tell me. So there's the town. We're actually heading that way today to our bed and breakfast, but that's later, once I show you the town of Coleraine. Now this all looks interesting. We have some older buildings up here. Now this may have been a pub. It's now the Rural Bank, but that would have been a pub. Or maybe it was a bank, because it doesn't have a corner door there. It only has the door here. So let's have a look. It may have some information. The State Savings Bank. With the closure of 2 of the 3 banks in Coleraine, the community became anxious that it may lose the final banking service. Community meetings were held, and the Coleraine and District Development Association undertook to form a steering committee to work with the Bendigo Bank. and this bank opened in April 2003. I would suggest this was probably one of the banks originally. It was a bank building. In fact, I wouldn't mind betting that this was an original bank, and that may have been either a bank or a pub or an inn of some sort. Okay, I'll just show you around the street again, and there are some buildings up here I'm very interested in. So let's have a look at those. A lot of caravans I'm seeing. There must be a few people on holiday, I suspect. Okay, let's have a look at this. Now, this really interests me. I wouldn't mind betting that this was some sort of commissioner's house, or perhaps the offices for the wool merchants or so. Let's have a look. Now this, oh no, here we go. It says here, oh, I don't know why we have a chimpanzee in the street. We don't have chimpanzees here in Australia, so I'm not sure. Okay, this is the Shire of Wannon. What was the Shire of Wannon? It's now Grampians. I'll have to get the Shire that we're in, actually. Is it the Greater Grampians or something? Anyway, this is the Shire of Wannon, original council chambers, 1874. So they are beautiful. They would have been lovely in their day. Out here in the Western District, when you think that it would have been quite austere, really. As I say, it is meant to be the oldest country town in Australia, the oldest settled country town, and it has that claim to fame of being, or of having, the second oldest continually running cricket club. So that's a fairly good claim to fame, actually. Okay, I think we've come to the edge of the actual town, and of course we would have no traffic right when I'm wanting to finish filming in this street. Of course that would happen. Okay, we'll go back and I will show you the other side of the street from a distance. I'll just keep walking here. See, that's the old Shire building. Oh my goodness! Can you believe on a Sunday afternoon in the Western District, in a country town, and this is how much traffic you have? That is unbelievable, and most of them are heavy vehicles or caravans. My goodness. Okay, so we'll just keep walking. So here we are a little further on the road, right in the middle of one road, at the cross section of road. That was the building, the bank building that we saw earlier. We're going to have some more vehicles roaring through our video, and that was I suspect that was a pub, but I could be wrong. It may have been a commercial building, like another bank. And as you can see, if we look straight up this road, there are hills. So Coleraine is in this valley, almost like a bowl, surrounded by the hills. And of course, a little bit behind us, well, I say a lot behind us really, way over in the distance that way, are the Grampians, which are the famous set of hills and nature reserve and camping. There's a lot of camping that goes on in the Grampians, which we will go to one day. We'll travel to and visit. My goodness. So there's the classic cars. Actually, if I if I move across here, I think I'll be able to show you. Yes, this is the building I want to show you. The Black Horse Inn. Now that is another pub, but I think it is now a private residence. Oh no, it may be a B&B. It says there no vacancy. So I think it's actually, yes, there it is. It says it. The Black Horse Inn, established in 1854, and it's Heritage Apartments. That would be very interesting to stay in. Looks like a beautiful accommodation. It's a self-contained one-bedroom apartment, available for overnight, weekly or short-term rental by arrangement. Wow, that would be lovely, I think. There it is there. I wonder how noisy it would be, though. That would be interesting to find out. Oh my goodness, this traffic. Okay, I just stopped the camera for a bit there. A gentleman asked me he had lost his phone from the back of his caravan, so I just stopped the camera for a bit. But here we are. I did take some footage of the National Hotel there. I could not find a date, so we will have to... Oh my goodness. We will have to find that out again once I've researched the area. Now this looks a classic example of a bank, an old bank building, I would suggest. Again, we will have to find that out. I think it's no longer a bank. It would be a private accommodation. It's private accommodation, I would say. It looks to be. It's all shut off, but a really nice old building. Now let's go across here to the Historical Society, and I would probably place a little bet that this was once a courthouse. Now there's a sign. Let's have a look at this. Oh no, it's not really telling me. There was a polio epidemic in 1938. What does it say? It's just someone reminiscing. So there was a polio outbreak here in 1938, but I am sure this is going to be a courthouse. Again, I'm going to have to look at the through the Historical Society, strange enough, and find out what that old building was. But I could almost guarantee it was some sort of courthouse, and then of course we have our wonderful monuments to our fallen. I can hardly read that, so I doubt you will be able to read that on the screen. And this here is a beautiful mural of the Post and Telegraph Office. Really quite like that. And we'll just walk past here. So it's not telling us... what does it say here? No, it's not giving me a date. Oh, it's for sale. No, it's not giving me a date. But we still have the ER Elizabeth Regina up there. That hasn't been changed, and the clock. Actually, I may just walk into the middle of the road for you and take a little bit of footage for you so you can see it from a distance. Now, whilst I'm taking this footage of the post office, there is a distance shot of that lovely interior design or interior shop business with the beautiful old arched windows there and a service door. Now that may mean That may mean this blue door here is a big service door, and I wouldn't mind suggesting that that was actually a produce store. And here at the door they would then load up sacks of horse feed and perhaps even wool. It may have been a wool merchant's as well. It would be something like that, a very rural business, I would suggest. And then if that door is original, which it looks as though it is, that's where they would have had the customers come in. So yeah, I'll find that out for you, but I'm strongly suggesting it's either a produce store or a wool merchant's store at some point. There is, I don't know if you can see the signs there, but there is a bed and breakfast that is available called the Little Lodge, so that looks cute. Okay, again we look up one of the side streets here. This is where we began the town tour, and you can see the hills in the distance. Okay, we shall march on. I will probably drive round to some other areas of the town. It just makes it quicker and easier because we do have to get to the bed and breakfast this evening. And I will be videoing that for you, so by the time I scoot around the town and have a look and at the rest of the town and the outskirts of the town, time will be getting on, so we shall move on, I think. Well, I was correct. As soon as I stopped filming in the high street, the traffic died down. So that's typical, isn't it? I have driven just a few metres, really, down off the high street and come to this beautiful little area that is the bowling club. I thought I would just take some footage of that. It's absolutely beautiful. Really lovely bowling club. And as the bowling clubs usually do, they have lovely gardens or well-kept, well-maintained lawns and things anyway. I'm just coming out here. There seems to be a picnic area here, and there's an oval just in front of us, but I have been told that if in the distance there, I'm not sure if we can see it, if I can show you with my finger, just in the distance there is a bridge, and we've been told to drive over that, and there's a lovely oval on the other side, so I'll take you there next. I just wanted to see what this says. There's some sort of recognition here. Major Mitchell Centenary. Major Mitchell passed through this district in August 1836, erected by the public of the Shire of Wannon on the 7th of August 1936. And of course we have the Major Mitchell cockatoos that are named after Major Mitchell. The one of our number of cockatoos that we have. We don't just have the sulphur crested, we have a couple of different cockatoos. Okay, I will get back in the car and I'll take you across the way and see what is over there. Okay, this is definitely unusual. This is the town's oval, possibly, well, definitely for football, I would suggest, and obviously there are goalposts there, I can see, perhaps for their agricultural show as well, although coming into town I did see another race course that had a beautiful grandstand and that may be used for the agriculture show. I don't know. We'll ask. We'll find out. This is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you can see it properly, but we are definitely in the bowl in the topography. up on the hill there I can see sheep, but this is just a flat area of land that is surrounded by hill. It is absolutely gorgeous. You feel so safe and secure. Now let me have a look. There seems to be something here. I didn't see this. There's a children's playground there. Oh, okay, this must be basketball and netball courts, perhaps. Hockey, perhaps, something like that. They're definitely netball, I think. So that's their courts there. Oh, and tennis. I'd say they'd be able to use that for tennis. That is lovely. And you can see through here just the ravine, where obviously it would get a little bit boggy, if not perhaps a dry creek bed. But that is definitely beautiful with the old club rooms there. Okay, on to our next point of interest. We are here on top of one of the streets that makes its way up one of the hills surrounding Coleraine. I wanted to come up here to show you, although we can't get a really good view of the town from here. Thankfully, there are a lot of trees, but in the distance here, down this road and just across there, you can see a bit of the town. I'll just try and move across. So as you can see, it is in a bit of a bowl. It's definitely has that effect. It's nestled right in amongst all of these beautiful rolling hills. It truly is in a beautiful location. Anyway, on to our next location. So just down the road from where I took you on the hill there, just not even a few seconds drive, and I located this beautiful church, and really unusual in shape. It's St Andrew's Uniting Church. Let's have a little look around it. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at that. The LED light is stunning. LED light windows. I'm wondering if it will have any information here. Oh, the doors are beautiful. If you can see that. No, it doesn't. It just has various activities. But if you have a look at in the alcove here, the ceiling, it is very cobwebby, but it's quite unusual in its design. I will have to find out more about this because it really took my eye as I was driving along. You can see the beautiful LED light window. I'll get a little bit closer to see if it will twinkle for us. Maybe not. We may be too close. It's absolutely beautiful. This has to be 1800s. There is no doubt about it. Now, because Coleraine is one of the oldest settled country towns, I would say this would be early 1900s. It's very, it has Gothic elements to it, so it wouldn't surprise me if it was maybe 1830s or something. And it looks quite European in its, and I mean, obviously it was the English and Germans and Italians who came out here over various decades. I mean, it was the English initially, and Irish and the Scottish, but this looks a little bit more European than that. as I say, it has that that Gothic element, but there is just something a bit more European. The very, very steep roof line. Anyway, we'll find out a little bit more about it. It may then tell us exactly what we're looking at here. But it's big. It's a really big church. I don't know if it comes out on the video as well, but it is a big church. That is a solid building. Very impressive. And it is on the hill. I'll just turn around here and show you. We are a little further down the hill from where we were when I was trying to show you the overview of the town. We're just a little further down. So the church is not right on the hill. It's possible that it was perhaps not possible. It was impossible to have it on the top of the hill for whatever reason, building requirements, or perhaps the church couldn't secure the land, because normally the churches are on the highest point, particularly in those days when they had the choice of land, really. So I don't know why it's exactly here. As I say, probably more to do with the ability to build it on this site rather than further up. As you can see, we go up the hill, and it's here, right in the middle of the slope. So that's a really beautiful building, and I will have to get more information on that for you and for me. Okay, onward. So that is clearly the Uniting Church Manse. It's where the various dignitaries would live. That's absolutely beautiful. Really beautiful building. Okay, we'll just keep going. Okay, so this is St. Joseph's Catholic Church. We'll just have a wander up. It's quite a different sort of town, actually, Coleraine. It's very spread out, and it is spread up into the hills. And then all of a sudden you come across these absolutely magnificent buildings that clearly in their time were spectacular. Again, I'm not sure what date this is, but we'll just have a look around the building. It's absolutely beautiful. And no doubt in years gone by they would have had magnificent gardens and things around them, because they did represent the community, and it was community. I mean, the community lived and breathed and survived around the church, whichever church they were part of. So the gardens have now gone, and you can sometimes in these old towns you can see remnants of the gardens, but no one really looks after them anymore. That's quite interesting too, because it has a veranda around it, which must be an add-on for perhaps in the heat and the cold. That's definitely an add-on. I don't know what year that would be, but you can see it. The veranda is leading up to the steps of the church there, so that's clearly the front door. now, whereas where we just were, I'll just take you around the front, originally this would have been the front door. Not that one, but possibly this one. It would have been the front. Oh, hang on, here we go. I can see some writing. Let's have a look. Okay, this is that 1837 or is that 1937? Let's have a look. Nope, I think that says 1837. 1887? I really can't distinguish that. I think it might be 1887 actually. So this would have been the front door originally, but they clearly no longer use that. It is sealed up, and where we just were with the veranda and the ramp, that's clearly now the access to the church. Okay, I have seen a number of other beautiful buildings, possibly churches, so we will head on over to those.